Hello and welcome to another mail call video. I did get a few more items in the mail just the other day and I have resisted opening them up. I figured I'd do a quick video on them. I do know what's in these. I am very much looking forward to all of them, really. Got one item from Bocce Paintball, 2 items from another collection, and then something from eBay. So, without any further delay, I'm going to start off with this one. This is an item from Bocce Paintball. If you're familiar with, he does carry and sell a lot of vintage paintball equipment. He has been very busy as of late, but did take some time to send me these parts I was looking for. And if I could just find myself, there we go. He sent me these parts that I will be using for a build or two, hopefully down the line. And I anticipate being able to make a video on those as well. So where is this box actually open? Over here. Now let's see. Nicely packed as always. Invoice. All right, so if you are familiar with the Brass Eagle Cobra, what this should be is actually a collection of Cobra bodies. There we go, one. The Cobra is a Brass Eagle pump gun that it's essentially a Brass Eagle Nightmare, open class. The internals of it the same, the way it works, same valve and everything. It uses this extruded aluminum body with the air passage is actually part of the body, which can actually lead to some problems. I think at least one where air actually leaks out of the plugs. But I had some neat ideas for a build or two, and me being who I am, I figured why just have one when you can have a whole bunch of them. All right, pump handle too. I forgot about that. There we go. Pump handle will go with it. And I believe this is another body. I think it's 3 bodies and a pump handle. Yes. There we go. So I had some neat ideas for kind of making a bit neater version of the Cobra with a stock class feed and different ASA in the back. I don't know what I did with my other Cobras, so I don't have one on hand to show you. But this is the whole body. There's an ASA, it comes out the back, thread and barrel, 1-arm pump that goes to the bolt in the front, hammer in the back. They're neat markers. They suffer, just like a Nightmare, because the same internals. You can end up destroying the O-rings as you install and remove the valve. But I just suddenly kind of decided I wanted to mess with Cobras. So there's some parts that get that project going. And this is a barrel. That's very nice looking. So this is a Scorpion, I think it was. Honestly, I should have looked up the names before I got to this. But this should go to one of the other items I'm about to open. So I'm actually going to keep that readily available. Well, I'll keep everything. I got space. These aren't too big. So there's bocce paintball items. And let's go to eBay. Which is this wonderfully, I don't even have to unbox this one. Unbox itself. Hopefully it's in good shape. They did at least bubble wrap it, so that's a good sign. Now this is something I've been wanting for a while now. An accessory to go with one of my markers. Let's see. There we go. This is a sliding stock that will go onto my Line SI Bushmaster. These are rather uncommon from what I have seen, and as such, this was not a cheap item. I just got this off eBay. I have been watching it. Focus, please. I have been watching this for a little while, or a few of these, because I have a nice marker to put it on, and I have, you know, the basically everything besides this to go with it, and I've been really wanting one. Unfortunately, this alone cost probably 3 times as much as the marker did, but I figured I might get lucky and see one again for cheap, but there's really no way of being sure about that. And in this case, I actually did. I did take the marker out. So that will go to this guy. This is a Bushmaster, or Line SI Bushmaster. Neat old pump. And this will install in place of the current grip frame. I believe this will actually, yeah, so I'll take off the frame that's on there now and install this entire assembly right in place. Which when I'd seen pictures of these markers with this kit before, and I hadn't initially, I didn't realize it came with the whole new, I guess, rail. I was wondering how they were attached to the marker, but now it makes more sense now. They have their own rail. And it does slide. I am not going to, I know it does slide, but I'm not going to push it too hard. I think there's probably like a spring-loaded detent or something that locks it extended, and I don't want to try and just wrench on it because I'm not exactly sure where and how that is. If I was on the marker, I'd probably be more comfortable just pushing on it, but not at the moment. So quite happy to have that. We'll sort of complete this build, I guess. Shouldn't even really call this a build, but it'll be the full kit. So I'm very happy to have that. Set that aside. And let's see, where did I put the last box here? This one is quite special. It is a, well, I'll wait and open it. I'll just wait and open it first. Oh, I might actually be able to rescue this box. All right, should be 2 things in here. Yes. So the first one is a Mokal. You know, I'd actually have no idea if it's Mokal. Don't know the correct pronunciation, but a Mirage vertical ASA prototype, or probably a prototype. This is from a collection that Bocce Paintball was actually helping to sell, or at least get public. And this item caught my eye because I love sort of prototype one-off stuff like that. And it certainly does appear, someone didn't just make this on their mill in the basement. This is a cast part. Kind of porous. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, it probably works. I don't intend to actually use this, but perhaps I'll air it up just for the heck of it. But I saw this and thought that's wicked cool, because I've never seen any other variation like that. Even I have a couple of their markers, and I don't think any of them, the older ones, had this. The newer Titan, might have had a vertical ASA on it. But again, that's another one I don't know where I put it. It's in a box somewhere. So very happy to add this to the collection. I'll probably do a video taking that apart. I wonder if this is a plastic screw here. I wonder if that's actually the original barrel clamp. But anyway, yeah, so I'll continue on. Very cool. Happy to see that. Now the next one. Yes. What's that? Oh, that came with the barrel. There's the barrel. Nothing too special. Little detent where that screw tightens into. But this guy is a Scorpion AutoLoader, which I had heard of never prior to the listing on Bocce Paintball. And from what I understand, it's actually a blow forward conversion for the Scorpion pump, which is amazing. And the fact that this even exists, I thought was incredible, and I really wanted to have it. Let's see, I don't know. It's my first time seeing it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and open that up a bit. So, this is pretty awesome. So this whole assembly, basically this is the Scorpion side of things. This isn't even really doing anything so much anymore. It's just holding this monstrosity, and this is heavy. There's I think I have a scale. I do. Let's find out. Probably won't be able to see that. So that is 1 pound, 12.1 ounces. Looks like it's all stainless steel here. Similar in construction, like an automatic valve. Classic heavy stainless steel. And looks like welded together. Now what would be interesting is, I'll have to dig this thing apart. Hopefully I can. You'll see there's these welded seams here and here. It's kind of like it looks like a piece of exhaust pipe or something, like a miniature motorcycle muffler. But I'm curious what's going on inside there, and if it is so sealed, assembled and then welded. I would imagine there's a regulator in there, and hopefully it's accessible, because I would actually like to open that up. Let's see what I can open. Alright, so here's our bolt, and in fact, like I was saying, this body doesn't really do anything. It's not even holding the bolt spring. That's built in right there. So let's open that up. This wasn't my original intention here, but That's very recognizable. Standard blow forward tube. Oh, the whole tube is turning. Looks like it uses a lock ring or a snap ring. One of those obnoxious ones. I'm not sure if I can see it on the... It's just like a piece of spring steel or something, like a wire. Those are obnoxious. I hate trying to take those out. Here's our bolt assembly, and that is an assembly. I don't think I could take this further by hand because, so you'll see there's a lip here, so the bolt doesn't go any further back. And then there is, you know, at first glance, looks like the back of an automatic bolt there. So this must be two pieces with a spring in there. And without going and getting tools, I imagine I won't be able to separate that little assembly. But that's pretty nifty. So that installs onto the front of this guy. And this is not an air chamber here. I should say this space here is not an air chamber as far as I can tell. This is purely to carry the bolt. And I would imagine this is our on-off. And if you're familiar with mags, nothing particularly special. Not special in construction, I should say. This is, you know, this is essentially how you do a blow forward with an on-off. Which actually, by the way, not all blow forwards have on-offs. I have a couple examples of that. Someday I'll show. So, oh, looks pretty typical there. This pin, I'm guessing, is just, this is probably purely an alignment pin, if I had to guess. They don't really need one. It's just a nice to have, I suppose. But probably just an alignment pin, since you already have your rear grip frame screw holding everything there. And then this has got to be, doesn't have to be, but I would think this is a regulator back here. And I am really curious what is inside. And why is it this massive hunk of stainless with this thing sticking out the side? But that would actually, I'd want to actually set up some more, you know, prepare my workspace before I go ripping this thing apart, because I really want to know what's in there and I don't want to break anything. So for the moment, I will accept that I'm going to have to wait to actually see what's in there. And hopefully it's not actually like put together and welded, which that'd be kind of crazy. But I have no idea if this was like a produced item that you could go get with, you know, any sort of volume. Because I do also have equipment that was literally unmaintainable. I think an ACI Sonic, was it the Sonic? It had parts on there that once they were assembled, you literally cannot take them apart without destroying. I doubt that's the case here, because this is an impressively made piece of equipment. That would be an interesting move to then weld it shut and never be able to see it again. But who knows? So we'll take a look at that at some point. Man, that is heavy. And I should show. Hopefully this barrel. Oh yeah, perfect fit. That is so cool. Oh, so there was something I didn't, hold on a second. kind of ignored this. However, there's, in theory, there is. Okay. So this is, again, another point in the standard Automag blow forward sear assembly with presumably the lever that shuts off the air supply. So it's charged up. This is basically, once you air it up, it wants to fire, and it's just the sear stopping it from doing so. The other kind of blow forwards actually are not always trying to fire. And when you pull the trigger, it then supplies, it's sort of like the on-off in reverse. You pull the trigger, it opens the valve, which supplies the air to blow forward. I should look through my eyes and not the camera. All right. So that is actually super excited about that. It just looks like some hot rodded, car part or something like that. I am really curious if it works. And there's really no reason it shouldn't. There's not, blow forwards are pretty simple. I really want to get into that, but I won't do that right now because that'll become a whole nother thing. So I think that I'll just stop there with the Scorpion, the Mirage, my nice little horde of Cobra bodies, and let's go ahead and pop that in there. There's the Mirage with the barrel. Also very cool. Yeah, very happy with all this stuff. So, I guess while I go, I'm gonna go play with some of this stuff, or at least make a home for it. And that'll be all for now. Thank you very much.